Well, good morning, guys. What is going on out there today? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Looking forward to another spectacular day here in the California desert. Weatherman has been cooperating like crazy well, of course, it's the California desert. What do you expect? It should be beautiful here. One of the world's best kept secrets, especially if you're a tennis player. Oh my gosh, this is where you want to be, especially here at the Mission Hills Country Club. My God, I mean, look, Mission Hills ought to be paying me for this free love I'm sharing on them, because with 10 pristine grass courts, we got 4 clay, not the greatest, but not horrible. And then we got a bunch of hard courts. And so look, our place here, yeah, we're spoiled rotten. We're about a 30-minute walk from grass court number 10. So that's the good news. The bad news, I can never be late, right, for my scheduled match. Oh, all right, guys, look, couple things today is I got something coming up this Friday. Today is Wednesday, Friday. Jeff Jacklich and I are going to do a live broadcast, a live coaching session on the second serve, return a serve. And as you're going to hear, especially from Jeff, is that the second serve, return a serve, is such a golden opportunity to really take charge of the point and to be able to do so without a huge amount of risk. And so he and I are to dive into kind of getting you organized with what's your menu. As Jeff says, you got to manage your menu of what are the shots that you've actually got in your toolbox that enable you on that when you're returning a serve, whether it's singles and or doubles, that you can actually take charge of the point right off the bat. And I think you're going to find, especially from me, kind of a different type of shot that I found over the years really, really works well. So that's thing one. Thing two is I want to talk today about this thing, which is, we all talk about trying to, and there's this hype out there. Well, I've got this thing to take you to the next level. And, you know me. I mean, I rail on all the clickbait headlines out there, all of the hype about, quick fixes. I've got the answer to do this, do that, like no time at all. And so, but it's generally tied to this thing of, how to take your game to the next level. Well, the next level is really kind of it's a general intangible thing. I mean, it could be that you would say, well, if I'm at a 4.0 right now, if you're a benchmark NTRP rated 4.0 and you want to become a 4.5, okay, that's one way to look at how to go to the next level. But the big key is, how do you do it? And it's not through a quick fix. It's not through anything that is a short-term solution. One of the things I remember when I got back into playing tennis, and as I've told you guys before, I didn't play a ton of junior tennis, right? I played a lot of baseball, even though I grew up just about a 7-minute walk from the Berkeley Tennis Club, Berkeley, California, Northern California. My love was baseball as a kid. And then when I, got in my early 20s, there was obviously no future in that for me at that time. So I took advantage of the Berkeley Tennis Club and started playing a ton. And one of the things I remember is that whether it was singles or whether it was doubles, I was always looking at maybe a court or 2 courts away going, dang, God, I really wish I could be hanging out with those guys in that doubles match, or I really wish I could be playing against one of those 2 guys in that singles match over there, because they're just better than I am, right? And so for me, what I had to eventually realize is that, first of all, there were no quick fixes. I had to stop trying to self-coach myself, try to self-teach to, a DIYer, a do-it-yourselfer. I had to actually get some real coaching. But the other thing, and I think the thing that really helped me start to be able to play with those guys on that other court, excuse me, was I had to get unreasonable. I mean, I had to absolutely get obsessed with, what do I have to do on a daily basis to be able to start hanging out with those guys, to be able to, get on the phone and call one of them up and said, hey, you want to play Friday? Because Right now, the court that I'm on, I'm looking at these guys over. They're just going to go. No, I'm booked up for the next 2 years, man. No. So I had to get unreasonable, and for me, getting unreasonable meant I knew there were some controllables. Number one, a controllable was I got to get so fit. I have got to just get fitter than anyone here at the club, maybe fitter than anyone else in my, my current age group, whatever that was. So I just that was the first thing I did. I just kind of attacked that thing of I want to be able to play with those guys on that court over there is by getting fit. And for me, it was, it was putting my schedule, my priority in my schedule was carving out X number of hours a day to not only either drill or play, but also to have some time after I did that to go to the locker at the BTC and exchange my shoes, my tennis shoes, for some running shoes, run over to Memorial Stadium over at Cal in Berkeley, which was 1 mile away from Berkeley Tennis, or which is 1 mile away, Berkeley Tennis Club. And back then the thing was wide open. I mean, you could just walk or run into the stadium there. And it's one of the original football only stadiums, right? It's that beautiful oval football shaped stadium, and 75 rows, right? I mean, and so I just got into this thing where I would just start two-stepping, double-stepping at a time, going up, and then kind of, twinkle-toeing coming down. There were no railings to come down, so you had to be careful coming back down. But I would do these sections of stairs in Memorial Stadium over at Cal. And I'll never forget, like the first time when it's a north to south orientation, right? So you go up on the east side, and the east side, you'd be looking up Berkeley Hills, but then you'd be going around the stadium and you'd come up on the west side, and you'd get to the top of the stadium and you'd look out over the bay, right? You look out over Berkeley, and then there's the bay, and then there's the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and you're just going, no one else is doing this today. I'm the only one doing this. And that was a level of confidence, knowing that I'm getting unreasonable. I'm getting obsessed with, I want to play with those guys on that other court over there. And so along the way, not only did I sort of have that initial thing, but I also then got coaching from the great Tom Stowe. And I got so lucky because there were 3 other guys in the group that he let me in on. And these 3 guys were all top 5 in NorCal and Men's Open. And so here I am just going, I've got this. Now I'm on the court, even though it's a practice drill court, every Wednesday morning up in Napa for 3 hours for 18 months. And now I'm on the court with these other guys. I'm not playing matches with them yet, but I'm on the court, and I'm just committed to being unreasonable. And part of that was going, I'm committed to being unreasonable in that I really believe that I can eventually get to this level. Right? I can eventually call one of these guys up and say, hey, you want to go out and hit something? You want to go out and play? Hey, I got some doubles. You want to be a fourth? And that they would say yes. So I think the whole message today is that, look, you got to get unreasonable. If really, and look, I mean, and you may be the kind of player where you're completely 100% satisfied with where you're at with your tennis, and you've got no goals, no nothing. I get it. That is totally fine. Right? For me, that's not what I wanted to do. And so if you are the kind of player who wants to get better, and you just have this sense that you look out, and we've all done this, we've all looked out at that court next to us, or maybe a couple of courts away, and going, dang it, I would love to be playing with those guys. So when you get unreasonable, I think what you realize is that this is not a quick fix. And you just have got to believe that. You've got to believe that no one's got the golden little bullet, nugget, silver bullet, or whatever it is they're going to pull out of their pocket and they go, here you go. And if you drink it in, boom, you're there. So be wary of that. Be wary of anyone who's telling you, here's what you can do to go to the next level. All right. The only way to get to the next level is you got to be unreasonable. And so along the way of becoming a better player and becoming unreasonable, the skill level improvement path is not a gradual straight line on the improvement chart. It's kind of all over the map. There's a great book called Mastery by George Leonard. Really small book, but I read that book and I can't remember who turned me onto it, but it's called Mastery, Mastery, by George Leonard. And I think there are a couple of books with that title, so make sure it's the one by George Leonard. But he's got references in there to actually a tennis pro. It's not just about tennis. It's not really a tennis book, but he does reference the great Pat Blaskower, who actually wrote another great book, The Art of Doubles. Anyway, Pat was a Tom Stowe student. And, but anyway, the book Mastery really kind of gives you the sense that, look, if you're here now and you want to get up here with those other guys in that court, the improvement path is actually going to be some ups where, oh man, today, and maybe it wasn't all today, maybe it was just like a set or so, you played at that level that those guys in the other court play at. And then you dip back down to where you are. And then you kind of leveled out for a while. And then actually you have a little dip down and you start to panic and you kind of go, well, maybe this whatever path I'm on, this unreasonable path is not the right one. And you got to have the guts to go, and for me, it was like, well, I'm just too stupid to know when to stop, right? So I just kept going. And that's what you're going to have to do. When you get those epiphanies, when you get those aha moments, they are only the beginning. They're only the start of whatever that epiphany is. It's not like it's automatic, right? It's not like it's cemented in there. So look, guys, short message. If you're the kind of player that actually wants to get better, then you got to get unreasonable. And for me to start, it was fitness. And then it was to get some coaching. And I got unreasonable coaching, right? I mean, I went to one of the great all-time coaches, certainly in Northern California, but one of the all-time and I begged my way. He was, when I saw him in the early 80s, I got 18 months with Mr. Stowe, and he was literally a couple of years away from passing away. I mean, he was older. He was kind of sick, not doing great, but I begged my way. I said, please. And maybe that was unreasonable, but he let me into that group. And what I got from him is any success I've had as a player and or as a coach, he gets 100% of the credit. Certainly I've had some other help along the way, but Mr. Stowe was the one that really set the foundation. So thing one would be to go, okay, I'm going to get unreasonable. Why not start with fitness? Even if your weight's where you want it to be and you feel pretty fit, I'll bet that there are some things you could do that would make you quicker on the court, that would give you better endurance on the court, that would make sure that you're much more consistently, you've got the right spacing, that spatial distance away from the path of that incoming ball, because you know that when you're consistent with spacing, forehand, backhand, approach shots, volleys, overhead serve, second serve, you have the right spacing, that you just become a much more consistent shot maker. Stroke technique becomes a whole lot much more efficient, right? So, yeah, what else? Well, I've gone into fitness, coaching, and fitness for me, I've been railing on this a lot lately, is the kitchen. You got to get that right, man. I mean, I did not have it right for a long time. And I'm not going to go kind of party boy for a while there, way back in the day. Eventually I went, this is not really, if I'm trying to become that level, I can't be doing this stuff here. So maybe that's something. If you're a younger dude and that's what you're up to, yeah, maybe think if you want to become at that level that the kitchen's right. And the same thing for, older dudes and guys and gals as well, is that, if you're carrying around 5 extra pounds, especially as you're older, it just doesn't make any sense, right? How can you possibly tell yourself, I'm here now, but I want to be playing with that group of guys over there? Just think, if you were to shed all the pounds, get down to what would be lean and mean, don't you think that you would be playing at a little bit higher skill level? I'm not saying that would take you all the way there, but it would sure be in the right direction. If you guys want to know what I do, and I made a major change in what I eat, what I don't eat, what I supplement with, about 2 years ago, actually in 2018. It's almost been 3 years now. February, March 2018, I made a major shift. And for the next 2 years, from March of 2018 till March of 2020, when we got shut down, far and away, I've had my best results, singles, doubles, mixed, the husband, wife. Yeah, that is mixed, but there's also, a mixed, traditional mixed doubles. I've won gold balls in all four of those categories in the last 2 years. And there's no question for me, it's been about fitness. And for me, the fitness thing is all about getting the kitchen right. If you want some help, just direct message me through Facebook, or you can send me an email, brent@webtennis.com. More than happy to share my story, what I've been doing that's worked for me. I actually was, at the time, March 2018, I was in good shape. I was in really good shape, and I changed what I ate, changed what I didn't eat, and I lost around 8 or 9 pounds of just gunk that was just clogging up my system, right? I just did not need. And once I got and that happened pretty darn quickly, I just felt so much better in the court. So what else? I guess that's it for today, guys. I want you to not believe the hype, not believe the clickbait out there about do this thing so I can show you how to go to the next level, right? And it's all based on something that's quick, it's fast, and it's like, here you go. It ain't going to happen that way. So you got to get unreasonable. And look, if you want some help with that too, I wish I had it here now, but if you want, I should have put the link in. I do offer, a 15-minute free coaching call, and that would be a good opportunity for you to say, hey, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. Those are the guys over there I want to start playing with. Can you give me, Brent? Can you give me some path, some unreasonable path to get there? And I'm happy to do it. It's on me. It's no charge. What I will do once I stop here is I'll go ahead and post that link. The link will take you to my online calendar where you get to cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. And 15 minutes, yeah, we might run over 15 minutes. No big deal. That's fine. But would love to help you. If you're the kind of player that sort of plays that match and you're out there playing, if singles or doubles, and you keep looking over to those other guys and go, man, I want to be on that court. And I get it. I was there. And, for me, it was when I came back to playing at the Brooklyn Tennis Club, I want to be on the court with those guys. When I got the coaching and I'm with those 3 guys, top 5 in NorCal, I just said, man, I would love to play at this level. I want to be up with these guys. And then when I finally started playing tournaments, the national level tournaments, going, I want to be in the semis. I want to be in the finals. I want to be one of those guys at that top level in my age group, year in and year out. And the only way that I could figure to do that was to just get crazy, to get obsessed, to get unreasonable in terms of what am I going to do today? And it does take a day. You got to have some daily method. Maybe it's not the same thing every day, and it probably shouldn't be. You should be mixing it up in terms of whether you're playing sets, whether you're playing, whether you're drilling, whether you're taking a day off, and maybe it's, an active day off from the court where, like yesterday, I got in the stationary bike here. I didn't play, but got in the stationary bike for, almost 45, 46 minutes. Total gusher, right? Just pumping that. And so I'm still obsessed. I'm still unreasonable. I know. All right, guys, with that said, again, any questions, whether it's about the kitchen, whether it's about your game, if you want to get a 15-minute coaching call with me, happy to do that. I'll post the link once I get off this, but would love to help you. Guys, with that said, as always, come on now. You got to get out there and help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, we'll do this again tomorrow.